people of Chelsea. This is Carrie Schumann on behalf of Chelsea Community Cable Television, Paula Bradley Batchelor, Executive Director, and Ricky Velez is behind the camera recording this great event tonight. Mr. Paul Nowicki is next to me. I consider him the greatest athlete in Chelsea history. We say Saul Nectum, Joe Bevere Jr., there are many, but two all-scholastics, he's tremendous. But tonight he's here in another role as president of the Chelsea Chamber of Commerce. We are at the installation, dinner, and reception, and we have a lot going on, Mr. Nowicki.
It is. First of all, thank you to yourself and Ricky and Paula for covering this event. But we are super excited. This is our first event here at the Chamber in 2 years. And we always know the history of the Chamber events. They're always exciting. They're always fun. Great food, great atmosphere. You know, from our government breakfasts to our installation to our pot of gold to our, Christmas with Santa and what have you. So we're just excited that we got the party going. And then to see this great crowd, we have over 70 people that are coming to the event. Some of our members, some of our hopefully future members, as well as some of our elected officials. So we're just super excited to be here tonight.
How are you? Congratulations. This is the new executive director of the Chamber of Commerce, Jen Hassell. Jen, say hello to the people of Chelsea.
Hello, Chelsea.
Okay. What are you looking forward to as executive director? We're going to build up the chamber some more.
I'm looking forward to just meeting all the businesses, and I'm looking forward to everyone coming to visit at 308 Broadway. The doors are open, the office is open, and I'm looking forward to 2022.
And we have a great board of directors being installed.
We have an amazing board of directors this evening being installed. We have a great speaker this evening. And I also want to give a shout out to our interns from Bunker Hill Community College. They're an amazing group of girls, and they're really helping me get settled in at the office.
We were talking about great athletes with Paul Nowicki. Is the great John Hassell in attendance?
The great John Hassell is here in attendance, but more importantly is the little Juliana Hassell who's carrying on the tradition.
Okay. All right, so it should be a great night.
It should be an excellent night.
Mr. Ambrosino, how are you?
Excellent.
Great to see you. We had a busy day. You were at the Jordan Boys and Girls Club today for an appearance by State Attorney General Maura Healey, and here you are tonight as city manager for the Chamber of Commerce.
Well, it's so enjoyable to be out meeting people at in-person events now, getting back used to that, and I'm happy to do so.
It is nice to be back from the COVID pandemic, and here we are having fun.
Yes, and it's a great organization. The Chamber works very closely with the city and all sorts of projects, and looking forward to another great year ahead with Paul at the head.
Okay, Paul Nowicki will be an excellent president.
Excellent.
Okay, thank you.
Thanks.
Okay, Mr. Vinard?
Yes.
This is, we're live on tape.
Live on tape.
Well, Ricky's the expert.
As usual, yes.
Okay,
Good
so
evening.
how you doing?
Doing great, thank you. Doing great. Enjoying retirement, although I don't know how I had time to work with all the responsibilities I still have left in the city of Chelsea, but I'm enjoying it. It's good.
Okay, we have some newcomers taking leadership roles.
Yes, we have. It's a real exciting time for the Chamber. Of course, you know, COVID has affected us just as it affected everybody else. We've got a brand new director, Jen Hassell, a Chelsea native, born and brought up, raising her family here, and Paul Nowicki, former city councilor and now second in command at the Chelsea Housing Authority, taking over as the president. So we're looking forward to it. It's going to be exciting times, and we're moving forward and running fast.
Chelsea has a special place in your heart, doesn't it?
Absolutely does. I mean, I came here 23 years ago, almost to the day, to take over as president of Chelsea Provident Cooperative Bank, and I figured it would be a short-term stay. You know, everybody tells you what Chelsea's about. I fell in love with the city in the first year, and here I am 23 years later. Even though I'm retired, I'm here 3 days a week, still doing it, still representing the bank. I mean, we merged with East Cambridge Bank, Savings Bank 7 years ago, but they're still supporting the chamber, still supporting the community. I appreciate that, and I appreciate the support they give me and allowing me to still be involved in the city.
23 years, that's about how many years Tom Brady has played in the NFL now.
Yeah, I wish I had his contract. But yeah, it's going to be an interesting year. Talking to Josh this morning, he said Mac Jones is the real thing. He said it's not going to be as quick as Tom's rise was, but this kid is the real deal.
And that would be Josh Kraft, son of
Robert.
Robert Kraft, the owner of the New England Patriots.
Yeah,
and he was in Chelsea today, Josh Kraft.
Yes, he was. We had a breakfast this morning for the Boys and Girls Club. Again, everything is coming back live, so the Boys and Girls Club has resumed their annual breakfast program. And this morning we had Attorney General Maura Healey running for Governor of the Commonwealth, but she came and spoke to us this morning. Had a packed house. We haven't met for almost 2 years, and this morning we had almost 50 people at the breakfast. So it's just it's been a good day, and we're capping it off with a great time here for the Chamber.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Okay.
Appreciate it.
All right, let's move on to Maureen Foley. Mrs. Foley, how are you? Here she is, Maureen Foley.
Hi, everybody.
Now, what leadership role are you having tonight?
Well, I'm the committee chair for the Chelsea Chamber of Commerce's event tonight. We're very excited. This is a new chamber, new people, a new executive director, and we have a lot of new initiatives for Chelsea. So it's going to be a great night. We're hosting it here at the Homewood Suites Event Center in Chelsea. And on behalf of my company, Colwyn Hotels, I hope everybody's watching this enjoys themselves.
Yeah, it's a beautiful hotel.
Thank you, Carrie.
Oh, these are the interns. Oh, introduce yourself.
My name is Patience Lubega. I'm an intern at the Chelsea Chamber of Commerce. Yeah.
Hello, my name is Carolina Bonilla. I'm one of the interns from Bunker Hill, and we are here from part of the Chelsea Chamber to help people get into the event and any questions we have or any assistance that they need. We are here for them.
Charlene Bauer is here. It's nice to see you.
It's great to be out again, and congratulations to the Chamber of Commerce. I'm so happy to be back in person.
Yeah, it's been a while.
It's been too long.
Yeah. We need more events like this.
I concur 100%. Go see all my Chelsea friends.
Okay.
Okay?
Great to see you,
Good
Charlene.
to see you, Carrie.
Okay.
Thank you.
Yes. Hello to the people, Chelsea from Harbour Cove.
Hi, everyone in Chelsea. Karupich from Harbour Cove. Yes, I'm really excited to be able to come to an event in person again, and I'm so excited. I'm looking forward to see everyone and all the familiar faces and also new faces. So I'm really excited about that.
Okay, have a great time tonight.
Thank you so much, and good to see you too, Carrie.
Tracy Nowicki, director of the Chelsea Senior Center, but she's here tonight as the First Lady of the Chelsea Chamber because her husband is the president of the Chamber. So how you doing?
I'm doing well, Carrie. How are you? Hi, everybody. Hi, all my friends that are 55 and older. Come down to the Senior Center. Enjoy yourselves. Get healthy. Wellness programs, fun programs. I'm here in support of my very good friend, the new executive director of the Chamber of Commerce, Jen Hassell.
Yes.
We wish her well. We know she'll do well. She's great for the position. And we're here to support her and the Chamber of Commerce. So I hope all of you, business owners or families of business owners, support the Chamber of Commerce. Go down there, talk to Jen Hassell. She'll let you know what they have to offer, which is wonderful things. Very supportive of small businesses in the community. So get down to the Chamber of Commerce and then stop by the Chelsea Senior Center.
Okay, keep up the great work for our Chelsea seniors.
Thank you.
Okay, Todd Taylor, City Council, come on in. He's here.
How are you?
Good, how are you? How are things on the City Council?
Not too bad. We're making some progress, I think. We're going to take up some issues here pretty soon. So I think, we're going in the right direction. So let's hope we still continue to do that.
Okay, and we have a big announcement on the front page of the Chelsea Record tomorrow. But let's give the scoop to Chelsea Community Cable TV and Paula Bradley Bachelor. Let's hear it.
Well, I've thrown my hat in the ring for the new 11th Suffolk District for state rep, and I'll be running for state rep this fall. And so I hope everybody will, listen to all the candidates and listen to what people have to say. And I think that Chelsea will make the right decision. We have a lot of good people, and I hope people will give what I have to say a listen, and I hope to be successful. So we'll see how it goes.
Okay, we'll see you on the campaign trail.
Thank you so much. Thanks, guys.
All right, this is Attorney David Midland. How are you, Attorney David Midland?
Good. How are you, Carrie?
Good. How are you?
Good.
You having a good time?
Having a wonderful time. Isn't this great? People being together again. Everyone's together.
How are things in Rotary?
Everyone's smiling. Good.
Yep.
Good. Rotary, the chamber, everything's good.
Okay, nice to see you.
Good to see you too.
All right. Renee Casso is here, owner of Dunkin', not Dunkin' Donuts anymore. And you're next gen, aren't you?
Next gen. 83 Everett Ave is next gen.
Okay. And how are things going at the establishments?
Good. I need help though. Help wanted. All shifts.
Let's tell the people of Chelsea.
Help wanted. All shifts.
Okay. Anything else going on? It's great to see you.
Great to see you. Everything's wonderful.
Okay.
Yes.
Does Brian want to say anything?
I don't know. Maybe. Try. Brian, you want to talk?
Brian, do you want to say? Here he is. Here he is with you have a beautiful shirt on. We love the colors. How you doing?
I'm doing great, thank you.
How do we follow up Renee Casso's remarks?
You know, I'm her plus one. I just tag along, and I'm here for the ride. I try to be supportive, and I'm very happy to be here with everybody.
I know we had a tough pandemic.
Well, it's good to see everybody back with no masks on. We're all together again. It's been 2 years since you've had one of these, right? So
Yes.
it's good to see everybody back in the room together.
Okay, great to see you.
You too, Carrie. Thank you.
Okay. All right. D. Bruce Mark is here. How are you? Good to see you.
Good to be
How
seen.
are things at Chelsea Clock?
They're ticking along.
Oh.
Ticking
I
along.
think that's a pun.
Yeah. No, things are good. Things are good. Yeah, we're business is strong.
Yeah.
Got a good group of employees. Things are fine.
And the Chelsea Chamber of Commerce is looking good.
Yes. Gotta have those Chelsea clocks in the gifts.
Yes.
And things are good.
Okay, where's the great Gail Mark?
Right here.
Gail, excuse me, I interrupted another conversation. Were you in mid-sentence or were you start a new paragraph?
Mid-sentence,
Oh,
but
okay.
that's okay.
Okay, sorry to interrupt.
That's okay.
We wanted to get you on camera.
All right, I'm on camera.
Okay. And what do you want to say about the Chamber of Commerce and being here tonight?
Well, hopefully, after 2.5 years, everything will work out and everybody in the chamber will come on out and support.
Who's the great city council, Leo Robinson, and his role in Chelsea? Isn't he something?
He is, and Leo's running for Massachusetts State Rep. So got that coming up, so hopefully it's a win.
Okay.
Okay.
Great to see you.
Great to see you. Thank you.
Saraton Rizzuto, Vice President of Metro.
How are you? This is great to be out, and I want to say hello to Paula. But yes, a lot of great things going on in Chelsea, and I am happy to be here to support not only the chamber and the great work they do for the business community, but also my dear friend Jen, that is their new executive director. So congratulations to Jen. And yes, I think a lot of great things are ahead for the Chelsea Chamber of Commerce.
Okay. Anything else, Saraton?
I'm at Metro. If any of you need a mortgage, we have a 40-year mortgage now. We're here to look out for the best interest of this community. So come see me at Metro Credit Union.
Okay, thank you, Saraton.
Thank you.
Okay, that was Saraton Rizzuto. How are you? Nice to see you. We have a celebrity. Okay. TV star.
How are you?
Publishing star.
How are you?
How
Hey.
are you, Alberto?
Hey, I'm just glad that I finally get to hug my friend without a mask.
Oh.
Gee, I've been waiting for this time.
I'm trying to figure out what it is that we're going to do for the Hispanic Heritage Breakfast.
Oh, the
because
roast.
This guy here is always my guest.
Yes. Oh, I know he's there.
Yes, yes.
Oh,
Thank
yeah.
you so much. Yeah, that's come.
I think we're going to honor somebody that you all know. Somebody national. That's all I can
We
say.
we love scoops.
Yes.
Can we have the
Oh,
scoop?
No, not until the contract is signed, my friend.
Somebody really national and famous?
Oh, yeah. You know this person very, very well. I guarantee you.
Can you give me his first name?
Oh, he said him. Why do you say him?
That's right. That's right. Why did I say that?
My only clue.
Yeah.
That's it.
Oh.
Might not be a him.
Oh, wow.
So it's someone you definitely want to take a picture with.
Paula Bradley Batchelor has sent us out. She'll be so proud of us if we have a scoop.
Well, the contract's not signed, but I can tell you it's a national figure. I will give you a scoop because this has not been advertised.
Okay.
So in October, we are adding an event. We are adding a Latino Business Summit in the Seaport. So El Mundo with the City of Boston will be hosting a first of its kind Latino Business Summit in the Seaport area to add some diversity to the Seaport area.
Okay, you just told the whole city of Chelsea.
Well, Chelsea, we want to see you guys there because we're going to invite all the small business owners and we're going to pay people to come. So you will actually leave with some money if you sign up.
Okay, great to see you. Thank you. Okay, all right, let's move on here. Is this Mr. Monkevich? How are you?
I knew you'd find me.
Yes, how are you?
I tried to hide a little bit, but,
Okay, so how are things at KM?
Things are okay. We're doing all right. We're hiring. Just like everybody else, we're busy. We're keeping things going, and summer's coming, so this is kind of when we start making the hot dogs.
So how many ballparks are you in?
Oh, too many to count.
Really?
Too many to count.
Fenway?
But Fenway, obviously the most important,
Yes.
in our local market here. So doing great things. We're happy. Baseball season's back on, so can't complain there.
Yeah.
We're happy.
Your hot dogs are delicious.
All right, thank you very much. Appreciate it.
Yeah.
Secret recipe, though.
Okay, great to see you.
Alrighty.
It's fun to be here.
Great, absolutely. They do good things, the Chamber. Get involved.
Introduce yourself to the people of Chelsea.
My name is Aaron Jennings, and I'm the Equity, Diversity, and Excellence Officer for Chelsea Public Schools.
And how are the Chelsea schools doing?
I believe our schools are doing wonderful. Our students are excited to be back in the buildings. Our teachers, our admin teams, we're excited to be back in the swing of things.
I'm a proud Chelsea High graduate.
No, really, I won't ask you what year, but grateful that you are.
How are you, sir?
I'm fine. How you doing?
This is Leo Robinson, Counselor at Large. It's great to be back.
Oh, it's wonderful to be back. Good to see so many old friends and new friends and getting to know some new acquaintances. And it's always a pleasure with CCTV in the room, with Ricky and Carrie Schumann taking charge.
Okay, it is wonderful to be back and seeing everyone.
Well, it is. And some of our new friends, I'd like to bring in
Sure.
my friend Sean.
How are you, Sean?
Hey, very good. Nice to meet you guys. We're very excited to be here in Chelsea.
Introduce yourself.
Oh, yes. Sean Mcreynolds. I'm Director of Development with Joseph J. Corcoran Company. We're excited to be in Chelsea. We have a great project with the Housing Authority over on Central Ave, 330 units. And so we've been working at it for 5-6 plus years, and it's about to go off the ground. So we're very, very gung-ho about it.
Yeah, so Sean and Al Ewing and myself, we started on this project 6 years ago. It's finally coming to the end. 96 of those units will always be Housing Authority units. You might hear some rumbling in the street that won't be for Housing Authority. 96 are guaranteed Housing Authority, 40 are Workforce Development, and the rest are going to be market rate units. And we also got a garage out of the deal. All right, so it's going to change the whole look on Central Avenue. The other thing that we were able to do, we got the largest mass grant for $5 million for street and sewer work down on Central Avenue. So it's a big win-win for the city of Chelsea. It'll be the biggest project to happen in Chelsea in a long time. Yes. And I've been proud to be involved from the beginning and see it come to an end. And a lot of credit goes to the Housing Authority and the Corcoran Group for stepping up, looking at Chelsea and want to do a project here.
Okay, great job.
Thank you.
Nice to meet you.
And nice to meet you too, guys.
Okay, Maureen Foley's taking the microphone, and she's going to talk with the guest speaker for tonight's event. Here you are, Mrs. Foley.
Thank you so much. Hi, everybody. I'd like to introduce our special guest speaker tonight. She's Margaret LaForest, the Regional Director from the Massachusetts Office of Business Development. She's here to talk about, well, I'll let her tell you what she's here to talk about. Here, Margaret.
Thank you, Maureen. So at the Mass Office of Business Development, we're part of the Baker-Polito administration's executive team in the Office of Housing and Economic Development. And be it that I'm in Chelsea, that would formerly be the great office of Jay Ash. And our role at the Mass Office of Business Development is to connect any company with any program, grant, or incentive we offer at the Commonwealth or through any of our quasi-public agencies and partners. So we curate our conversation to meet the company's needs with what they have going on. And you're all going to get my contact information today, so if there's any companies tuning in that I can be of assistance to, I do welcome you to contact me. Thanks so much.
Thank you, Margaret. We're really looking forward to having you speak, and it's turning into a great night, and we hope you're all enjoying yourselves there in our audience.
Thank you very much. Let's move on to the superintendent. Superintendent of Schools, Dr. Almi Albeita. How you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
How are the schools doing?
The schools are doing great. We're finishing our first year back in in-person learning, and we're looking forward to our Chelsea High School graduation in a couple of months.
I know you're proud of the fact a lot of the students will be going on to great colleges.
Oh, absolutely. We have many students who have early admissions to many colleges, Boston University, Harvard College, so we're excited about where our students are going.
Okay, anything else, Superintendent of Schools?
I'd just like to say thank you for all your support of our students, and we're just so grateful for our Chelsea community.
Okay, thank you, Dr. Albeita.
You're welcome.
I'm Haley Guzman from the Holiday Inn in Chelsea.
Oh, we love the Holiday Inn.
I love the Holiday Inn too.
Yes.
Beautiful.
On Broadway.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, the skating rink.
The skating rink across the street from the skating rink next to Walgreens.
Okay, and this is Viana Soto.
Yes, I'm the director of sales of the Holiday Inn, and she's the general manager.
So we're getting a lot of people to stay there.
Definitely, yep. Business is coming back. We're sold out on the weekends. So love it.
You know, it must have been tough during the pandemic, huh?
It was hard, yes, for sure. Okay. But we're excited that guests are coming back.
And how do you like being here at the Chamber of Commerce installation?
I love it. I'm so excited to finally see everybody again.
Yeah, it's been 2 years that we've been able to get together like this, so it's good to see everybody.
Okay, let's get this party started. Well, the next phase of this party, okay? So I just want to say good evening to everyone and welcome you here to the Homewood Suites Event Center for tonight's welcome back reception and installation of officers of the Chelsea Chamber of Commerce. In a few minutes, I'll be introducing tonight's Master of Ceremonies, but first, I would like to introduce to all of you the General Manager here at the Homewood Suites and our Director of Sales. So would Siobhan Jonikin and Harley Chin please come up here? I'd like to give the team here at Homewood Suites and all the Homewood hotels, just give them a little thank you. Thank you, ladies. This is Harley and Siobhan, our GM and Director of Sales here. So you know it's March, and March is Women's History Month, and it's designated to recognize women. So here's two of them we'd like to start with. Thank you. But look at all the women in this room tonight. They bring diverse viewpoints, amazing talents, strong leadership, and a collaborative spirit to our Chamber of Commerce. They're role models and mentors for other women, both in the workplace and in the community. And let's recognize all the women here tonight and give them a round of applause. And now, with a room full of women and men who are waiting for tonight's program to begin, I'm delighted to introduce tonight's Master of Ceremonies, the President of the Chelsea Chamber of Commerce, the dynamic Mr. Paul Lewicki.
Good evening, everybody, and I want a big round of applause for the chairperson of this magnificent event, Maureen Foley. Maureen obviously didn't do it. She was the leader and did a tremendous job along with the crew here at Homeward Suites, but also want to recognize the rest of the committee. Renee Queso, Kelly Orlando, Jeff McDougal, Al Arsenal, who's not here, Sue Gallant, and our immediate past president, Joe Bernard. So, but this is a great night. It is our first event in about 2 years here for the Chamber, and basically here in the city of Chelsea. And we could not be more excited with everything that's going on in the city, as well as everything that's going on here at the Chamber of Commerce. We all went through a tough 2 years, and some of us are still struggling to get through it. We here at the Chamber were also hit hard by that. And we really had some tremendous leadership of the board, but specifically past President Joe Bernard and past Interim Executive Director Effie Yaramillo. I always mess that name up. But under those two, they, over the last 18 months, they were the ones that were in that office, making sure that the doors stayed open, making sure the bills were paid, making sure that we were still staying connected to the small businesses within our community. So I know Effie's not here. Hopefully she'll see the tape. But Joe's here, so just a round of applause for Effie and Joe. Great job. And over this period of time, we have developed new partnerships. We've enhanced some of our existing partnerships, and we are so excited of what 2022 and beyond is going to bring. You look around at some of the boards. Great work by Executive Vice President Beth McDougal and McDougal Architects. Look at some of the things that we have done, that we are doing rather, with some of our partnerships. We've enhanced our partnership with the City of Chelsea, La Collaborativa, CAPIC, T&D, just to name a few. Roca, all have stepped up with us as we apply for these grants to assist us in assisting the small businesses and the people of Chelsea. We look at our part of the partnership with the city and Good Jobs Coalition is in the Community Empowerment and Reinvestment Grant. We are in the process. We just hired Marta Rosa, our former school committee woman and city councilor back in the 90s, to be our consultant. And we are developing a 3-year strategic plan that's going to assist us in reaching out to our current members, our old members, hopefully our future members, future donors, focus groups, because we really want to know what we are doing well. We really want to know what we aren't and what we need to do. And this strategic plan is going to allow us to give us a guide, all right, to better serve the small businesses in the city of Chelsea. So we're super excited about that grant. Also, and I saw Alice Murillo in the back from Bunker Hill, we are partnering with Bunker Hill Community College and the Serve Safe program that's going to work with our restaurants here with Chelsea. We are super excited about that. We're going to be promoting that starting this week. And we're going to be having 45 employees here in the city of Chelsea in our restaurant industry that are going to be going on site at Bunker Hill Community College to do that class. That was also partnered with Joe Bernard. Also, we're working with SCORE that's going to bring to our building at 308 Broadway. We're going to be bringing OSHA training. We're going to be bringing budgeting workshops, financial literacy, dealing with businesses, as well as tax prep. These are the programs that this grant that we partnered with the city and Good Jobs Coalition. These are the things that we are looking to do for the small businesses here in the city of Chelsea. We also, and I see Nada Acevedo out here, unfortunately Alberto's not here, we also had a partnership with the Hispanic American Institute. And there's a lot of technical things that are going into that grant, but the bottom line, this grant is going to allow us to create the first minority business center in the city of Chelsea, and specifically at 308 Broadway in the Chelsea Chamber of Commerce. And also, we have partnered with the city. We applied for a travel and tourism grant. When we talk about wanting to get out of this pandemic that we're in, we really need the assistance to let people know that the city of Chelsea is alive. The city of Chelsea's doors are open. Their businesses are open. Their restaurants are open. It is okay to walk our streets, to shop in our stores, and to eat and drink in our restaurants. And we are so excited. We should know within the next couple of weeks of whether we receive that grant. And that was in partnership with Mcreynolds, and again, Maureen did a terrific job in navigating that. So we're super excited about that as well, because that will assist all of our businesses, okay, in advertisement here at the hotels and throughout the city, and also with the Greater Boston Business Bureau. That's going to do a lot of our advertising. And we are the first city outside of their 13 boroughs, okay, that we're going to be a part of that group. So we're excited about that as well. But having said all that, we need somebody to run the office. We need somebody to implement these programs. We need someone to coordinate all of these things that the board and our partners have helped us obtain. And we are very lucky that we had one of our own that bleeds red and black here in Chelsea apply for the executive director's position that was open. We are very excited about what our new executive director brings to the table here at the Chamber of Commerce. She knows the streets. She knows the stores. She shops at them quite often, as her husband John always tells me. Okay? She knows the players. She knows who to talk to. She knows how to talk to them. She brings 25 years experience of working in the private sector. Okay, conflict resolution, getting accounts, closing accounts, collecting accounts, got to collect that money, okay, as well as event planning. So we are very excited, and I want to bring up and ask for a nice reception for our new executive director, Jen Hassell.
I'm honored to be the new executive director of the Chelsea Chamber of Commerce. I'm very proud to be the first woman and the first Latina to be I'm a second generation lifelong resident of Chelsea, and I'm still here, and I'm super excited for this position. I can't thank the Chamber enough. And I'm looking forward to all the visitors that are going to come by 308 Broadway. Please come see me. I'm super excited. I can't stress enough how important this is to me and to my family. We haven't gone anywhere. We're not going anywhere. We plan on staying here. And I'm looking forward to just working with the Chamber, working with the business offices, the local businesses, and especially engaging the Latino community, the Latin community in the city. So, excuse me, I'm a little nervous today, but I'm still super excited to be here, super excited to work with everyone, and I can't thank the Chamber enough. They've been super supportive, especially Joe, Paul, the whole team. So again, thank you, muchísimas gracias, and I look forward to what the future holds. Thank you.
We have a very special partnership with Bunker Hill Community College, and the two young ladies we want Jen to introduce work hand in glove with Jen at the office, and they are two tremendous young ladies, but I'm going to have Jen introduce them.
Carolina and Patience, can you please come up this way, please?
All right.
I cannot say enough how instrumental they've been. This is an amazing representation of the Bunker Hill Community College. I am so impressed by both of them, their professionalism and just their eagerness to help. And I look forward to collaborating with the Bunker Hill Community College moving forward and working with future interns. Thank you, ladies.
Thank you, Jen. Patience, Carolina, thank you. Before I I introduce our guest speaker, I just wanted to recognize some of the dignitaries that took time out of their busy schedule to be here. Former City Manager Tom Ambrosino was here, and there is a meeting up at City Hall dealing with the opera funds, and so Tom had to take off to that meeting. Also, District 1 City Councilor Todd Taylor, who's also on that committee, shot out as well. I do want to recognize our City Solicitor, Cheryl Watson, is here. Hello, Cheryl. Cheryl and I go way back, many stories. As a lawyer, you should know statute of limitations have not expired. Also, our terrific Superintendent, Almy Avita. Almy, thank you for being here. We talk about our partnership with Bunker Hill, and we have President Pam Ettinger there in the back of the room. Thank you, Pam, for being here. And you have a terrific job at all you're doing. Also, and he's here somewhere, my dear friend of, 40 years or so, former colleague on the City Council, about a 5-time former President of the City Council, Councilor at Large, Leo Robinson. Always a pleasure. And I saved the best for last. Arguably, not arguably, the greatest Director of Elder Services in the Commonwealth of Massachusetts, Tracy Nowicki. I might be a little biased on the voting. But thank you all for being here. So now, it's my pleasure to introduce, and just going to go give me a few minutes, a little patience here as we go through Margaret's resume, a very impressive resume. You know, we had a chance to chit-chat before, and then this evening it was great to see, Margaret, you see her, the personality goes along with the resume as why she has been so successful and what has she been doing over the last 20 years, which is a lot. She has 20 years, as I just mentioned, experience in government and nonprofit roles. Currently, she's a member of the Baker and Polito administration, the Executive Office of Housing and Economic Development. And of course, their mission is to strengthen the economy, increase job growth throughout Massachusetts. And Margaret has been at a million of these events doing just that, really spreading the word of what is going on and what that office offers to chambers of commerce and to the small businesses. So, she has always been the central point of contact, in access to resources, expertise, and incentive programs for small businesses. She is the regional director for the Office of Business Development. She works with startup companies, Fortune 50 companies applying for the economic development programs, and companies looking to grow in the Commonwealth. A lot of responsibilities fall on Margaret's plate, and we're very lucky and excited that she chose to be here this evening. She also served as a Quincy City Councilor for about 8 years, that oversaw a $300 million budget. And her strengths were always communication, again, as we see here tonight, communication with her constituents, environmental issues, coastal infrastructure, emergency management expertise. But her knowledge of local business matters and her networking has been a tremendous resource to small businesses throughout the Commonwealth. And when you think of what we have gone through over these last 2 years and the small businesses, here specifically in Chelsea, we could not have asked for a better candidate to be our guest speaker here this evening. So it is my honor and the honor of the entire board, Margaret LaForest.
So I'm curious, by raise of hands, as I've been talking around the room, I hear, multi-generation, and Jen was great. She's like, I was raised here, graduated here, my husband graduated here, our kids graduated here, we're committed to the community. And really, Jen, your story is just so resonates with everyone I've met here tonight. But I'm curious, how many multi-generation Chelsea in the room? I love it. My kids are 6th generation
from my hometown of Quincy, but specifically a same little neighborhood, peninsula neighborhood of House Neck. So special place in my heart for that real community commitment, but it's resonated through everyone's story here. So, and Maureen, truly, you don't say no to Maureen Foley, Paul. Maureen is such a dynamo, has such great energy, and I've been a little bit lucky to Red Rover her over to the Quincy Rotarians, so shout out to all our fellow Rotarians in the room. All right. So my name is Margaret LaForest. I'm the Regional Director for the Mass Office of Business Development, as Paul mentioned, part of the Executive Office of Housing and Economic Development. And that, of course, when you're in Chelsea, would be the office of formerly office of Jay Ash. And Jay left right in time with the first Baker Polito administration. I am part of their executive team, but of course, I came on board in the fall of 2019, and I came to a Chelsea Chamber event with Maureen. She's like, I'm going to bring you around. We're going to go to Chelsea Rotary, and really had some good energy going, and COVID hit. And so I worked for Secretary Mike Keneally, who, together with Lieutenant Governor Polito, co-chaired the COVID Reopening Advisory Board. And if there was ever a year to be a member of a Chamber of Commerce in the Commonwealth of Massachusetts, 2020, in 2021, in 2022 were those times. So it's so hard to hear, for chambers and the difficulty they endured and not being able to leverage PPP, being the member organization. But Secretary Keneally, and I was talking to Jen about this earlier, right away engaged actively the chamber leadership. And so it went from weekly to bi-weekly, and now we're at monthly, where he does a call, Zoom call, conference call. It'll be Secretary Keneally, sometimes Lieutenant Governor, sometimes Secretary Acosta, Labor, Workforce and Development. The SBA is typically on there, Mass Growth Capital, some of our program and grant providers, and it was it. Here we are. Let's get the chamber leadership on there. We know your members have questions. We want to be in strong communications to you. And so we've continued to keep those going. And what I'm going to talk about today is a little bit about what our office does and the programs that we have that can support you. So Mass Office of Business Development, we lead what we call Team Massachusetts. It is our job to bring any program, grant, or incentive that could benefit your company, whether it's through the Commonwealth directly or through any of our quasi-partners. So to Paul, to that Mass Office of Travel and Tourism, that is an HED grant that I know how anxious, and Maureen and I talked about it. I also do some technical assistance on grants when they're in-house. So I too am anxiously awaiting that announcement. But of course, you've got a lot ticking for you being a gateway city. It makes you a very strong applicant, and I know how hard your team worked on that application. So we connect you with our resource partners. So we curate our conversations with each company individually, right? So if you're a life science company, do you have a relationship with the Mass Life Science Center? Are you a member of Mass Bio or Mass Medic? Do we need to help you leverage the tax incentive programs? Life science companies get a tax credit, new hires, it's competitive, $15,000 per new job they create, right? So if you're, but not, you'd think everybody knows that. They don't. So we take time, meet with these companies, understand what they have going, and connect you to resources. So don't open 100 windows in your computer. Call me. I'm going to tell you what's applicable to you, and then I'm like, hold your hand. I'm going to make that call to the Life Science Center and get the Life Science Center, Mass Bio, Mass Medic, whomever is appropriate, on a Zoom call with you and bring all of Team Massachusetts that can help your company to you. So I know we have KM Foods here, for example, manufacturing. Manufacturing has a ton of support from the Commonwealth. So whether it's Mass Development, who has financial programs for lending, for tax-exempt bond financing, or it's the Mass Manufacturers Extension Partnership, who can help you leverage our Workforce Training Fund grants. So every conversation is curated per company. We have a lot to offer. Mass Tech Collaborative, for example, if you're a technology company, a small technology company with less than 100 people, we have an internship program that you get to hire the internship, but it's going to get paid by the Mass Tech Collaborative's funding. Maybe you need some capital equipment to do your job. You could maybe be partnering with a nonprofit organization or with one of our research institutions, and we help you develop those relationships. It's like, I need to get to know somebody who's doing research at one of our major universities. We can sometimes help facilitate that through our Mass Tech Collaborative partnerships. whether it's clean energy, right? So these are some of the bigger sectors that you may be hearing, and not always the typical chamber room. I just wanted to kind of set the tone of whatever that is. We have resources here in the Commonwealth that we want to connect you. One of the ones I've been the busiest with this year is the Mass Growth Capital Corporation. And we, in the Baker-Polito administration, offered $700 million worth of small business grants up to $75,000. I don't know if we have any rich recipients in the room, but Mass Growth Capital has been pushing out. They're a small team and pushed out a lot of those dollars. And I would really, truly appreciated the translation. I've never had my bio translated. I thought that was terrific. And Mass Growth Capital quickly recognized the need for diversity and support in translating all of these applications so that we are able to distribute those equitably. They offer technical assistance programs, and I know you have the SCORE reference down there, and they're one of our partners we often refer to. But there's a whole slew of, if you need multilingual technical service assistance, and it was mentioned tonight, Alberto, right, I think is pretty actively engaged in that, so he'd be a good resource for you. Mass Growth Capital now has two current programs out there. There's the Biz Empower and Biz Empower Digital. One of the things, and I think, Jen, we definitely want to follow up on this, you talked about kind of some of those small, retail businesses, right? That maybe they don't have that digital footprint. Maybe that guy with the corner sub shop doesn't have a mobile app and a website, right? It's a cash operation. But now people are like, this is great, saw the menu online, hit order. Well, this Digital Empower grant through Mass Growth Capital still has funding available. We connect you to a technical assistance provider. So we're not like, don't do this on your own. There's help to be out there. This isn't meant to be a blind essay contest grant application. We want to help you through it. And your $5,000 grant could be, geez, I need like a Square register, or I need to do some upgrade my website. What's that digital tool that can help that small business improve? And so there's some resources around that. I was super excited by the poster in the back that said you're going to do an enterprise center. And I know Chelsea previously had a TDI fellow with Mass Development. I don't know if we still, that program may have expired out, right? But Mass Development has a co-working space grant. So offline, whomever in the chamber leadership, we should talk about seeing if that's something, because it doesn't sound like the space is built out yet, right? Yeah, so you show me the money. So within the state, we don't necessarily always have it, but here's who's distributing for it, here's that agency, let's get you connected to the program. The Mass Development co-working space is through the HED One Stop, we like to call it, and so we can talk offline around that. I do want to focus kind of on what I call the low-hanging fruit, right? What is it that every business in this room can take advantage of? And one of the biggest pain points we hear as we're going around the Commonwealth is relative to hiring into a workforce. So pretty new program, it's just being launched right now. It's called the Hire Now. Has everybody heard of Hire Now? All right, $4,000 per employee up to 100 employees for a total potential to a company of $400,000. So I want you to, put this one down, mass.gov, right, /hire now. Right now, it's going to be, these funds can be released on a first come, first served basis. But right now, it's kind of the level playing field. You can go in, and it's simple. Your company's name, your EIN number, some real small information to get you into the portal. These $4,000 you're able to use, we're kind of talking about, they're flying this plane, they're building the plane while flying it. This is kind of how that program, right? This federal money's coming. We know we want to get it in the hands of our small businesses, and this is one of the programs we're hearing to meet those hiring needs. So you could offer it as a $4,000 sign-on bonus. You do need to maintain these employees for 60 days. Maybe it's already, hey, stay with us 60 days. $4,000 bonus. You might need to train them. You might need to do a hiring bonus, some training, and a retention bonus. So when you come into this portal today, the simple step is get your company listed, be able to access this. In a couple of weeks, we're going to open the portal. Any employee you hire, and it's retroactive March 23rd through December 30th, we expect this will run out quickly, but they're going to be providing you information as it develops. So in a few weeks, you'd be able to open the portal and start uploading employees that you've been hiring. And then when those employees are here 60 days, so you might be like, hey, this Monday we hired 3. Next Monday we hired 10, right? Whatever it's coming through. If those first 3 stay, day 61, you log back into those portal. Hey, here's my 3, they stayed. It's an electronic transfer, $12,000 will go into your bank account. That's how they're going to roll that program out. And so the next one, did 10 not stay, 6 stayed? Okay, 24 grand's dumping into your account. So go after it. If you have some hiring needs, that's a really great program for you. There was a shout out here today to Bunker Hill Community College. What a tremendous, tremendous resource in your backyard. Workforce training fund grants are another piece that you can bring together to meet these hiring needs. You can do an express grant up to $30,000 or $3,000 per employee, or you can go after a larger scale grant up to $250,000 for a general program grant. Really customize. What are the training needs you need to meet? You pay the salary and benefits of your employee. Utilize the Commonwealth's grant dollars to pay for that training. So as you look in your payroll and your W-2, you'll see a fee, WTF. In the Commonwealth of Massachusetts, that acronym is the Workforce Training Fund. Right? So you pay in, you're paying those dollars, don't leave money on the table, use that grant fund, right? Use those grant monies. So every community college around the Commonwealth has a corporate education director. And in Bunker Hill, that's Kristen McKenna, and she's terrific. I actually went there when Commonwealth Corporation did a workshop to really help and meet with companies to say, you know, here it is, and same thing, not a blind essay contest. Our corporate education team is there in place at the Commonwealth level to hold your hand and get you through this grant application. Don't be overwhelmed by it. There's some funding support, and again, you're paying that fee. You're all going to go look at your W-2s and be like, yep, there it is. Get that money. A real simple one. This is my favorite one. It's like the easiest one out there. It usually gets released in May, so it's kind of timely. And when it comes out, I'll make sure to send it over to Jen to share with the membership. And it's the Safety Training Grant. So the Safety Training Grant could be anything. It could be conflict resolution. It could be, food safe handling. Anything that is a safety case. It could be maybe heavy equipment. It could be slip and fall training. Really, anything that's safety related. Okay, so they have this like John Doe standard. Here it is. Here's how it's filled out. Here's a list of training providers. What's the training you need? You call them up. Yeah, how much is that? I got to send so many employees there. It's the easiest one to put in, up to $25,000, and you can apply for that funds every year. So if you have safety training needs within your company, you should definitely be leveraging that. So the other one, I was having some good conversations, and I just love, I'm a chamber person, right? I used to be the vice president of the Quincy Chamber of Commerce. I'm a Super Townie, Rotary. How many of, if you are on a nonprofit board, or you work for a nonprofit board, you have a nonprofit you donate to, any just particular nonprofit passion, raise your hands. Like everybody, right? Okay. So this is my favorite, is same thing. I run a museum as a volunteer, and it's all volunteer operated. But what we do have is an opportunity. We'd love to train kids. We always need help, because like the same person can't do all the volunteer work, although we probably have the crew here who do it all. And so 2 programs come to mind. One is, and I was talking to at Roca. This one was coming to mind for you. So Mass Hire has, when it's appropriate, right? So Mass Hire has a couple of programs. There's Youth Works and Youth Build. Youth Build is like that kind of hands-on construction type of training, right? So these kids go around, and so some days I have them at my little museum, and they're doing a painting project, maybe they're cleaning project, but it's like that hands-on trades development. But the program, Mass Hire, pays the kids. They show up to your nonprofit and do some work. And you're like, great, because like the volunteers can only do so much here. The Youth Works program was like, hey, entry-level jobs, right? You run the cash register. Let me run a gift shop. What is it that you can help a youth develop some job skills? But the nonprofit is that opportunity, right? Who's giving these kids their first job? They're going to show up and work for your nonprofit, but their paycheck's coming from Mass Hire. So what a win-win. You have such an opportunity to make an impact in a youth's life, and it's a benefit for these nonprofits that couldn't otherwise afford that staff. Let's take that program and extrapolate it to adults. The Operation Able program is for adults 55 and over. Disabled adults are another opportunity to utilize that program. And so you might have an adult who's out of the workforce or have a disability. They're able to, they still want to contribute. And so you could hire one of these through the Operation Able program, an adult 55 plus, come work for your nonprofit. Same thing. They're getting paid from somebody else, but they're showing up. And what is it that you're able to give is provide an opportunity, help develop skills. And I'm a really big fan. Another piece that in my heroic conversation also came to mind is the work opportunity tax credit. It's up to $4,000, right? So when you're doing your HR paperwork, right, your onboarding, so as right now we're coming out of a time there's just a lot of hiring needs. And so people aren't as familiar with this. And so this is a federal program, but it incentivizes companies to hire from a disadvantaged population, okay? And so one of those, there's various categories. One is long-term unemployment. Well, isn't it interesting, coming off of COVID, you've got this population who have qualified under long-term unemployment that you wouldn't typically see. If you're on the SNAP or food benefit is another category. A veteran is a category, a felon. So here it is that you're having them just fill out this regular federal kind of welcome onboarding form. And if they check these boxes and you end up hiring them, you could also take a tax credit. So I always like to call it how do we layer all of these incentives, bring them all? And oftentimes you could have gotten that hire now for somebody. If they're a WOTC candidate, you can bring that in. You want to get some training dollars and train them and upskill them. And you can really, package this all together. I think the most, what I really want to make sure you say is there's help out there, right? Don't struggle with this. I think so many times with the chamber relationships is you probably have, peers in this room where you're like, oh, here's my struggle, right? And many of you are having the same. But there's a lot of programs out there, and right now there's no shortage of technical assistance providers. So whether it's a SCORE and you're that startup and you need that business plan, or you need someone to help you with cash flow and financial statements, if it's SCORE, if it's the Center for Women in Enterprise, it's the Small Business Development Center, through the Mass Growth Capital, there's TA providers all around the Commonwealth, and some of them are niche technical assistance providers. For example, the Mass LGBTQ Chamber has recently become a training provider. And so Amplify Latinx, I believe, is on the training provider list, or LISC Boston. So there's no shortage of help out there. And so I just really wanted to be able to come here today to just say, I'm available to you. I'm happy to take calls with any of the companies, work you through, listen to what you have going on, listen to what your needs are, and get you connected to these resources. On the larger scale of our job, we run the Economic Development Incentive Program. I'm not sure if anyone's familiar with a real estate TIF, a tax increment financing. So on the big scale, you're a big business who's making a major capital investment and you're creating jobs in a community. The Commonwealth works with the municipalities. Locally, they're able to offer real estate tax relief anywhere from 5 to 100% over a term of 5 to 20 years. And in addition to that, the state will often incentivize through tax credits that job creation. We have 351 municipalities. If you're hiring 100 people in Cambridge, right, it doesn't really need an incentive. But 100 people in Chelsea, and if it's, say, manufacturing jobs, that's a really great need. We want to be encouraging and incentivizing manufacturing. We want to be supporting our gateway cities. And so be a potential candidate for that program. So anyone has a large-scale project that we'd be working on, that would be something, of course, we need to check with Tommy Ambrosino and the local appetite before, and the city councilors in the room before I start offering real estate tax relief to you. But it is a great program. So something I just wanted to share with you. So with that, I think I've talked a lot. I do want to offer anybody any questions that I can answer for you. Yes, Sue.
Oh, wow, you could remember.
Yeah.
I'm impressed. Are there any details for the hire now? Like, are there any specific categories that people have to be from?
No, so, yep, good point. Employees have to be in good standing with the Commonwealth of Massachusetts, so when you log into your Mass Tax Connect, you can request a certificate of good standing, and it's a couple clicks. I can show you how to do that. So they want to make sure the company's, you don't owe us money, and now we're giving you money, right? So making sure you're in good standing. Second, the employees must be Massachusetts residents. And third, your salary range. Minimum wage, and the max is $85,000. 60 days retention though. And so what they're kind of working on, that flying the plane, build the plane while you're flying it, is how are we going to have companies monitor their compliance, right? So is it payroll records? What's going to be uploaded? How are we going to track that? So, but it's a 60-day retention. So you're going to load in each employee as you hire them, the dates of hire, and then day 61, you load in, here it is, they're still here, $4,000 transferred to your account. The funds are going to run out. This is going to be a very popular program. But it is that 60-day retention, and that clock will start upon that date of hire. Sure. Mass.gov/hire now. Everybody, even if you're only hiring a couple people, that's still $4,000. Right, easy group. Yep. Now,
what advice would you give a small business that is just kind of just gearing back up after 2 years of being kind of laying low? What's your best advice?
Yeah, so what I often hear, because as much as I do the big businesses and the big projects, oftentimes it's that frontline small business, and I think the mistakes are the ideas are faster than their process, right? Oh yeah, I want to rent in space. Like, can you afford the space? Well, the space was available. Look great. And what is your plan? Have you had anybody review your business plan with you? And do you have kind of a mentor group? Have you been bouncing ideas off of people? I'm a big fan, like I said, of engaging with a technical advisor. It's free for you to do so. And then there's also like awesome programs, and I think this might be a good one for your enterprise center, but like an E4All program. So oftentimes it's like, here's the idea. But that's where the small businesses seem to struggle, is in the execution, and is in that business planning, and a little bit getting ahead of themselves. So I would really be conscious of that as you roll things out. Sure. And I'm happy to talk to you too, to kind of drill down, like, what is that idea? Let me see what ideas I have for you, because, like I said, there's resources out there for everybody, depending, especially sector specific, right? So the manufacturing story is different from a life science story, different from financial services, different from retail. Well, thank you all very much. It was an honor to be here. And happy to begin the Untitled Chapter. Thank you.
Before Margaret sneaks away, I do want Margaret's there, and our Executive Director, Jen Hassell, to come up. As is tradition here at the Chamber of Commerce, we present a parting gift to our guest speaker. And it is the infamous Chelsea clock. We got Bruce Mark here in the audience. Always a pleasure, Bruce. One of the great industries in our history here, the Chelsea clock. So before we bring up the board and the officers for the swearing in, just wanted to recognize and say thank you to our sponsors that made this event possible. East Cambridge Saving Bank, always a, where is Liz over? There she is, Paula, thank you very much. Always a supporter of ours. Joseph J. Cochran Developers, and our good friend Sean Mcreynolds in the back. We're hoping to get Sean and the Cochran Group. They are partnering with Chelsea Housing Authority on a $150 million mixed income project down at Central Ave, Willow and Watts. So we're looking to get them to come speak at one of our breakfasts in the future. Cohen Hotels, thank you. Metro Credit Union. I know Sarah. KM, and it's good to see Pat here. Just like Chelsea Clark, the standard bearer of how things are done the correct way. So great that you're here. Appreciate it. Bunker Hill Community College, Beth Israel, thank you, Kelly. golden cannoli, and unfortunately, I don't think anyone was able to make it. Cataldo Ambulance. And Compadre. And I know they're not really. And also just wanted to recognize and thank, as Margaret just said, our paparazzi here. So, from Chelsea Community Cable TV, Ricky Velez. Just talking with Ricky beforehand. I mean, 25 years I've been working with Ricky at a variety of events. It's always professional, always a pleasure. And of course, helping him doing the interviews and is also doing photography is the legendary Carrie Schumann. Helping out on the chamber side of things is a dear friend, Matt Frank Photography. And of course, we have Alberto Vasallo and his team here in El Mundo. Thank you. Thank you very much. So now we're going to call up immediate past President Joe Bernard to administer the oath to the directors.
We'll start with the directors.
So let me.
Directors that are here, your pictures are right up here in case you don't know who you are.
You don't know who you are. Come on. So let me introduce them here. So Alberto Cabo is away in Florida. Renee Queso is here. Please come up, Renee. Come on up. Of course. Chairperson Maureen Foley, Kelly Orlando, Kathy Ann, come on up, Nena Acevedo, Madeline Garcia, one of our newest members, and Rick Gordon he's away, so he is not here.
All right, thank you very much. All right, this is going to be easy. I'm going to read it slowly so that you can follow me. Even after I start, when I stop, insert your name. All right? Go back there and sit down. So, raise your right hand and repeat after me, please. I do solemnly swear that I will serve in the position of Good. Upholding the bylaws, rules, code of ethics, and charter of the Chelsea Chamber of Commerce to the best of my ability. So help me God. You are sworn. Thank you very much.
So, for the offices, we're going to bring up Executive Vice President Beth McDougall. Come on up, Beth. Vice President David Midland. David, come on up. Also known as the Consigliere of the Chamber. And a few other things. Sue Gallant, Vice President. And Arthur and Effie are both not present. And Sue, what's your stuff?
All right, so again, you're going to raise your right hand and repeat after me, inserting your name or position in the blanks. I do solemnly swear that I will serve in the position of upholding the bylaws, rules, code of ethics, and charter of the Chelsea Chamber of Commerce to the best of my ability, so help me God. You are sworn. Congratulations. And last but not least, our incoming president, Paul Nowicki. Now, he's had this speech for a week to study it, so if he makes any mistakes, it's his fault, not mine. So, Paul, please raise your right hand. Repeat after me. I do solemnly swear that I will serve in the position of upholding the bylaws,
rules,
code of ethics, and charter of the Chelsea Chamber of Commerce,
and charter of the Chelsea Chamber of Commerce,
to the best of my ability,
to the best of my ability.
so help me God.
So help me God.